2-2 over the Vancouver Canucks. Yes, you're hearing me right. Your Chicago Blackhawks get their revenge in Vancouver, ending a 11-game losing streak to these Vancouver Canucks. Yes, the Hawks playing Vancouver had going into tonight, an 11-game losing streak against Vancouver. The last time they won, Marc-Andre Fleury had a shutout in Vancouver, giving the Hawks their last victory over the Canucks. It's been a while, but tonight the Hawks get their revenge over Vancouver. Why, you may be asking why I say revenge? Well, if you remember last game against the Canucks earlier this season, that game ended in some controversy. Tyler Bertuzzi would have had a 2-goal night and a game-winning goal with 5 minutes left in regulation time, but the refs decided to call goalie interference on him, even though he didn't really at all touch Kevin Lakeinen. Well, tonight we get our revenge and get a victory. Spencer Knight, outstanding in net for your Chicago Blackhawks tonight. Yeah, he led in 2 late goals in this game. However, he faced 45 shots, making 43 saves. Going into the third period of play, he was the number 1 start of the night. That's how good Spencer Knight was for your Chicago Blackhawks tonight. This was a must-needed win for the Blackhawks as they were going into tonight with a 3-game losing streak on this road trip. And well, Spencer Knight stood strong. And then Tyler Bertuzzi gets his revenge over Vancouver when it comes to the third period of play. This was a back and forth heavy forecheck back check type of game. However, shots on goal were heavily in favor for Vancouver. 11-16 in favor for Vancouver in the first period. 8-19 in favor for Vancouver in the second period. 9-10 in favor for Vancouver in the third period. Total shots on goal, 28-45 in favor for Vancouver. The Hawks went 1 for 1 on the power play to the Canucks going 0 for 2. Face-offs, the Hawks couldn't win as many draws as the Canucks went 55.6% at the dot. This was also maybe a chance for Lukas Reichel to show some revenge against the Blackhawks. Frankly, he had 1 chance, and that was about it. I barely ever noticed Reichel on the ice for the Canucks. Hits were 12-18 in favor for Vancouver. This game, again, heavy forecheck, heavy back checking type of game. You saw pressure each side of the puck and good defensive game. Spencer Knight, though, was outstanding. First period of play, as I mentioned, back and forth. Couple chances here for the Hawks, a couple chances for the Canucks. Spencer Knight making some big saves, and Connor Bedard nearly buried one. But in the final minute and a half of the first period of play, Vancouver starts finding their game, cycling the puck, getting some chances up, and shooting it onto Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight said no, and we go into the second period of play. Second period of play was a little bit of the same. We saw back and forth hockey. However, Vancouver heavily had the advantage in the second period. They were moving the puck, getting chances, getting some power play opportunity, but Spencer Knight stood strong. The Canucks nearly had a 1-0 lead. However, when they scored, it was clear goalie interference should have been called by the refs. They didn't call it. They called a goal, but Jeff Blashill sees the goalie interference. He calls the challenge, and well, the refs deemed it no goal on O'Connor, and the Hawks and Canucks remain at a standstill after 2. That goalie interference challenge came about 5 minutes into the second period of play. It Then the Hawks started finding their game, moving the puck, getting some chances in that final 5 minutes of the second period. And we go into the third period of play, where that's when the goals start going in. And into the third period of play, let's get into the goals, shall we? Third period of play, the Hawks come out buzzing. They were moving the puck, getting some chances off, almost scoring pretty quick into the period. And well, at 3:06 in the third period, scored by number 59, Tyler Bertuzzi. His fourth of the season, first of the night, assisted by number 48, Matt Grizzlick. And number 5, Connor Murphy, to make it a 1-0 lead for your Chicago Blackhawks. Bertuzzi, the human backboard, gets the shot pass by Grizzlick, going in off the skates of Bertuzzi, past Lakeinen. It's 1-0 Chicago. And the Hawks continue to press, getting some chances. Duck draws a penalty. And well, we go to the power play. And at 6:46 in the third period, scored by number 59, Tyler Bertuzzi. His second of the night, fifth of the season, on the power play, assisted by number 98, Connor Bedard, and number 55, Ortam Letchudov, to make it a 2-0 lead for your Chicago Blackhawks at 6:46 in the third period. Bertuzzi goes to the same spot, becomes a human backboard. Great shot pass by Connor Bedard on the power play, gets it right onto the stick of Bertuzzi, and he puts it past Lakeinen at the doorstep. It's a 2-0 lead for your Chicago Blackhawks. And, well, a minute later, the Hawks continue to press after the power play, since they did score on the power play. No more power play time. Well, the Hawks continue to press, and at 7:39 in the third period, scored by number 95, Ilya Mikheyev. His fourth of the season, assisted by number 8, Ryan Donato. And number 11, Oliver Moore, to make it a 3-0 lead for your Chicago Blackhawks. A great entry for the Hawks, causing some pressure around the net. Oliver Moore feeds it to Donato. Donato gets it over to Mikheyev off the rebound. Mikheyev buries it. Hawks leading 3-0 over Vancouver in the third. And then we're not done scoring at all. We're on a run because, well, the Hawks continue to press, going in for attacks, getting some chances off. And, well, at 11:37 in the third period, for his hat trick of the night, scored by number 59, Tyler Bertuzzi, his sixth goal of the season, assisted by number 46, Louis Crevier, and number 8, Ryan Donato, to make it a 4-0 lead for your Chicago Blackhawks. Tyler Bertuzzi, this time not up front of the net, not on the backdoor play, not being a backboard. He gets a clean shot off from a great pass from Krebs, and the Hawks lead it 4-0 over Vancouver. So at this point, I'm like, okay, now let's try and finish this off for Spencer Knight. We have a 4-0 lead. Let's try and finish this game and get Spence a shutout. Unfortunately, that doesn't go that way. The Hawks pinch, and, well, Lashuna makes a slight mistake, doesn't play back in his point, and well, the Canucks go down on a 2-on-1 break at 16:49. Arttu Ratu scores his first of the season, assisted by Joseph to make it a 4-1 game. And then Vancouver decides to pull Kevin Lankinen to go 6-on-5. Hawks nearly burying the goal on that 6-on-5. They didn't, and Vancouver goes down the ice, starts a cycle, and while at 18 minutes in the third period, Evander Kane scores his third of the season, assisted by Quinn Hughes and Tom Willander to make it a 4-2 game now. Okay, now I start getting nervous here because there's still 2 minutes on the board. Vancouver just put up 2 goals in a matter of a minute and a half, roughly. So let's try and buckle down, Hawks. And well, Vancouver pulls Kevin Lankinen again, and the Hawks this time get an empty net goal. At 19 minutes in the third period, scored by number 98, Connor Bedard, assisted by number 30, Spencer Knight, to make it a 5-2 Hawks win in Vancouver, and that seals the deal. Connor Bedard gets a goal against his hometown tonight for the first time scoring against Vancouver in Vancouver, I should state. And well, the Hawks win this thing 5-2 in Vancouver. Spencer Knight facing 45 shots, making 43 saves in tonight's action. He was phenomenal. Tyler Bertuzzi coming into the third period of play, putting up a hat trick. That is awesome to see. The Hawks had a great game. Hats off to Bert. Hats off to the Knight. And the Hawks win this thing 5-2 in Vancouver. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on tonight's action. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, Hawks win! Hawks win! And let's go Hawks!